We just put out our GroupM TYNY, as we call it, this year, next year ad spend forecast. And so GroupM is forecasting ad spend growth of 12.6% this year, calendar year, Jan-December, over the previous year, which means we're in the same zone more or less as last year. Last year, as per our estimate, the market grew at about 12.5%. So pretty much the same zone as last year, but overall 12.6. So yeah, that's the story at the headline level. To an extent, the World Cup and some of the other opportunities that you spoke about offset the fact that we don't have the general elections this year. Because last year, if you look at the numbers, minus the general elections, the total ADEX grew at about little over 10%. So on a like-to-like basis, if you just remove the elections for a bit, then about 10% is going up to about 12.6%. So there's definitely a growth with the rest of the industry. But yeah, once you bring elections into play, it looks like we're in the same zone. We see this year to be strong once again for e-com. Although the base is still pretty small, we expect them to continue increasing their ad spends by anywhere upwards of 50% this year as well as a category overall. We also see a pretty good year for certain sectors like auto and BFSI. And FMCG, of course, is a very, very big contributor to the ADEX. And FMCG, while overall the sector is still a bit under pressure, expected to be a bit steady on their ad spend. Digital has been growing, in fact, by about 38, 40% year on year for the last many years. And in fact, we forecast a spend growth of about 37% for the current year as well. And I think the reasons for that would be 3 or 4, I would say, the main reasons. Firstly, we're seeing obviously a lot more penetration of the smartphone, and we're also seeing better infrastructure, and hopefully we will see better bandwidth in the months and years to come. And therefore, using the mobile phone, using smartphones to connect with consumers with lesser wastage is a trend that will only grow or catch on from here. The other contributor to digital ad spend growth would be digital video. The fact that, as Indians, we love consuming video and content, and we're one of the highest consumers of video online. Plus, there are lots of new platforms that are opening up for video consumption. Some of the large broadcasters are creating their own platforms for video content dissemination, and hence more opportunities for advertisers on digital media. The third, of course, is the fact that there are a lot of emerging categories who are looking at digital because it's a very, very cost-effective way for them to reach out to their target audience. So all said and done, it continues to see a pretty strong growth. TV, despite having a pretty high base already, and contributing about 44% of the total ADEX, in our estimate is going to continue to grow at healthy double digits. In fact, over-indexed to the overall ad spend growth. Again, this year we have opportunities like the World Cup. We also have a lot of programming initiatives which have been taken by the lead channels. We also have some increased supply that's available across newer channels. So all in all, we see the medium to grow pretty well this year as well. So actually, when we say a drop, I think OOH in terms of growth rates, we have estimated now about 4%. I think it's like I was saying to someone just now, these are estimates of what each medium is going to do. But I think the bigger story really is that there's huge opportunity to grow across different media and all media because we still are a nation which is I would think under-branded. We still are only scratching the surface when it comes to smaller towns, geographies which are regional, and getting more and more of those brands and those clients to advertise. So I think the more we do that, the more we can, open up revenue opportunities for media players in this industry. So in fact, the sky is the limit for all media, be it outdoor, be it print, be it radio. And hopefully 2016-17 onwards, one would see the industry maybe moving towards slightly higher growth rates. when consumer sentiment actually improves, and one actually sees offtakes going up, on the ground. It's just one of the formats of advertising which is gaining in popularity because of, like we were mentioning, more consumption of content, of digital media, of smaller screens. So, you can't always use the same content or the same formats of advertising across different screens and different modes of consumption. Digital is consumed kind of on the go. It's kind of quick and easy. It's not like you're sitting in front and watching a large screen or you're immersed in a paper. The consumption is very, very different. So native advertising is a form of advertising that's been born out of this very different kind of consumption. And it's going to be one of the formats. It's not that it's going to override all other formats, because you will still need the traditional storytelling. You will still need the traditional brand advertising. But it's definitely a format that's here to stay and provides interesting opportunities for brands to communicate and connect with their consumers. The way we do this study is we put out numbers at the start of the year, which are estimate basis all the analysis that we do through our intelligence and analytics team, and we get a chance to actually review our numbers in the middle of every year, because by then you have data for the first 5-6 months. You actually have real data, so you're able to go back and test your hypothesis and see whether you need to revise your numbers or not. Very difficult for me to comment at this stage whether we're going to revise our numbers at all, and if so, upwards or downwards. It all depends on how the first 5-6 months of the year go. But if at all it needs a revision, we'll definitely do it in July rather than waiting for the end of the year.